Why Ace will always be top meta. Hello and welcome to the table, and today I'm back with another One Piece gameplay Decktech video. Today, talking about Ace, the guy, the top of the meta, the S tiers of every meta ever since he's come out. This guy, he's just never not gonna be good. He's just never not gonna be good. He's never gonna go out of style. And today, we're gonna talk about why. From an Ace noob, you're gonna learn why this deck is still good and why it will always be good. So Ace here is a 6k 3-life red-blue leader that on your opponent's attack once per turn, you may trash a card from your hand to give one of your opponent's characters or leaders minus 2k power for this battle. That's pretty good. And Dawn times 1 once per turn when you receive damage or one of your characters with 6k base power or more is KO'd, you draw a card. So pretty solid card. Does a lot of work, allows you to draw cards, allows you to get free 2k counters, sort of, in a lot of your bricks, because you run quite a few of them, and you're a 6k 3-life leader. Great start. This guy, really, really dumb. So, why is this guy so good? It's just good stuff. Whatever the best red-blue good stuff is right now is what Ace is going to play. Now, yes, it's mostly going to be Whitebeard Pirate-centered, of course, because it's Ace. But it's still going to have a lot of cards that aren't Whitebeard Pirates-type cards that are just good. Like, think of cards like Zoro, Uta, Gold Roger, Boa Hancock. Cards like that. So, let's go up the curve and see all the good stuff that Ace runs. So starting things off, we got Garp and Izo as the searchers. Izo being a nice searcher for Whitebeard Pirates cards, looking at the top 5. And it can have a good card effect on your opponent's attack. You can just trash it, draw a card, then put a card from your hand at the bottom of your deck. Pretty solid. Garp looks at the top 4 and gets any card with a cost of 3 or more. Awesome, because it's not restricted. It can basically get anything in the deck outside of a couple of smaller cards, like some of your 2Ks are unfortunately 1 cost, so Garp can't like get a 2K. But outside of that, really freaking good card. And then beyond that, you also got, getting into the 4-cost slot, because this deck likes to go second, at least from what I've seen so far. It's just so good going second. It's insane because this card's insane. But Atmos and Marco are your 4-cost bodies. Atmos being a 3-of because Dog isn't as prevalent as it used to be, but it's still a very good card because in against a matchup like Lucy, Cavendish is a very good card, and if they don't have Leo on board, you can get rid of Cavendish. Bottom deck it even, which or not bottom deck it, but still really freaking stupid. But Atmos here is a 4-cost 5k 1k counter that on play you can reveal 2 Whitebeard Pirates type cards from your hand, and then bounce a 4-cost to the owner's hand. 4 costs or lower to the opponent's hand, which there's a decent amount of targets for that. It's not as insane because Dog isn't run in as many PEnel decks, but it's still a very solid 3-of. But then you got Marco. This card's insane with the leader ability because you put it down on Ace through means such as Yamato. But Marco then is just a good solid 6k body blocker, vanilla body, and a blocker that also on KO draws you 2 cards. So you can swing at this guy, and eventually block with this guy. The opponent doesn't really want to swing into this guy, especially if you have a Dawn under your leader, because then you draw 2 off the on KO, and another one thanks to your leader. 3 cards. 3 cards. Pretty freaking stupid. Not gonna lie. So, yeah. Marco's pretty freaking dumb in this deck. Then you got Yamato and Boa on your 6 Dawn. You also got Jozu, which is a really solid card. Yamato just being a 5-cost 6k 1k counter that, if you have 3 or less life, draws you 2, then puts the rest of Dawn on your leader. Very solid, because you can go 7k into your opponent's life and develop a Yamato that just says, hey, you go up a card in hand, and it's a 6k body. So, really dumb card. Then you got Boa as a 3-of, which is just vanilla 6-cost 8k body. But it does have a really dumb on-play of saying one of your opponent's characters, that's not Monkey D. Luffy, cannot attack until the end of their next turn, and you get to bottom deck a 1 cost. There are a lot of 1 costs in the game right now. Think of cards like Rebecca and Lucy. Think of cards like the Vassals and PEnel. In the next set, there are going to be some pretty solid one-cost cards. Searchers that can do more effects, and they're just searchers now, more and more popular, getting effects. Like searchers that have other effects. So this Yamato bottom decking one of those can actually be pretty relevant. So Boa Hancock, pretty solid card as a 3 of, and kind of a must-have if you want any chance of beating Enel. Which is why it's a 3 of instead of a 2 of. And if it's a 4 of, then you always see it when you don't need it, and never see it when you need it. Because that makes sense. But then you got Jozu, which is kind of like a bigger version of Atmos. This card's always going to be good in the deck, because 6 costs 7k, so 7k body, that's always awesome. Counters for 1, also awesome. Whitebeard Pirates, also awesome. On play, you can bounce one of your characters back to your hand, and then bounce one of your opponent's 6 costs or lower cards back to their hand. I mean, there's a lot of targets. Yes, not as many if it said 7 costs, but still. Really dumb that it can just bounce any 6 costs, because there are so many good targets right now that are 6 costs. And if the opponent has a slightly smaller body, like a Cavendish and Lucy, like a Dog and PEnel, still bounce one of those back, and you're not too sad about that, because those cards are really good. But then, getting into your 8 Dawn turn, you got either Zoro, which is a 7 cost 9k, that makes your leader an 8k until the end of your opponent's next turn, which is dumb. And as an activate main, if your opponent has a character with 8k power or more, does get Rush, character Rush. So it's immediately puts pressure on the opponent's board, potentially, and makes your leader plus 2k power bigger, which is also insane and nuts and bonkers. But then, potentially even more so, which, yes, it is more insane, is I Am Whitebeard. A very simple event when it initially came out that's like, oh, this card isn't that insane. It's that insane in this deck. Because this 8-cost event says, hey, play a Whitebeard from your hand. Then, you can add the top or bottom of your life to your hand and make your leader plus 2k power bigger until the end of your opponent's next turn. So your leader could be an 8k through this card. Not as relevant as getting to play a 10-beard a turn early. This 10-beard being a 12k blocker, then on play, draws a 2, trashes 1, gives 2 rested to your leader, and 2 rested to one of your characters. That's insane. You get 4 Dawn back. If you play it off of the I Am Whitebeard, you're saving 2 Dawn to play this. Then on top of that, you're getting 4 of those Dawn to immediately put onto your leader, so that you can get the Dawn times 1 effect and just swing 8, and also put 2 more Dawn on one of your other characters, like Boa, or Jozu, or Yamato that you played on a previous turn. So, these 2 cards put together, and even just Whitebeard by himself, really dumb card. Really freaking stupid card. Along with Roger. A very good endgame closer, just a good 2 of in the deck. It's a 13k rush that when your opponent activates blocker, if either you or your opponent has 0 life, you win the game. So your opponent cannot activate blocker once it gets to a certain point in the game, and that, just a little bit good. Not gonna lie. Pretty happy that I decided to trade these, because I've grown to really like Ace, even though I've never played Ace outside of today. So when we get into the gameplays, do take that into note. Do keep that in mind. But Roger, great card, because against a deck like Nami that can rely on blockers near the end of the game, against there's just so many decks right now. There are so many decks that rely on blockers, like Lucy, in order to live near the end portions of the game, and Roger just says no. So that's pretty good. Then you got some 2Ks in Uta, which can sometimes be a 2-cost blocker, chump blocker, otherwise it's just a 2K. You got Otama, which can allow you to filter, otherwise it's just a 2K. And then Thatch, which can shrink one of your opponent's characters, otherwise it is a searchable 2K off of like a card like Izo. And with Garp, you can get the Uta, since it is a 6 cost, which is nice. You can't get the Otama or the Thatch, but whatever. But I like this deck a lot. I've looked at a ton of different lists, and this is the one that I've come up with. It's pretty much identical to most lists nowadays. Atmos, I don't think is as good as it used to be, but when it is good, it is very good, and it is nice to just still have it as a 3 of. Having 10 2Ks works out pretty well, considering how tanky and defensive this deck is. And I just like all the ratios. I mean, you could maybe include a Tax Beard, but I think that's just kind of a win more card. As I play with this deck more, potentially, in the future, I don't know, I might wind up building this deck, because this deck is really fun to play. But, with all that aside, let's get into some games, and see what Ace can do against the top tiers of the meta, with a new Ace player, someone who's never played Ace before. So let's get right into some games. Alright, going up against Bell Luffy. We are going to go second, because I'm pretty sure this deck wants to go second, and I think this deck wants to go second too. This could be really bad. So I'm going to mulligan. This is way better. This is exceptionally better. Okay, Nami, searching. Okay. I'll take that, I guess. Do I play Otama? It's an option. It is an option. I think I will. Okay, I like this. Do I need the 2Ks? I think I just get rid of Thatch. And I put a Dawn on Ace, and then a pass. So, Boa, pretty solid. Newgate into, well, I am Whitebeard into Newgate, pretty solid. Marco, also pretty solid. And I love all of this. Part of me kind of wants to take this. That's realistically not a great idea, but I don't care. Don't I get to draw? Okay, I'm like, don't I get to draw? And I do have a Whitebeard, which is really good. I'm very happy to see that. Marco is probably what we're going to do. Well, let's start with 6. We got 9 cards in hand, so feeling pretty good right now. We'll play a Marco and pass. So, we got the I Am Whitebeard Newgate combo, which is very good. Zoro, okay, fine. 6 in a life again. I will give you, I think just an Atmos is good, right? Yeah, Atmos is pretty bad in this matchup. No trash. No blocker. Just a 1K. Just a 1K. Zoro. Zoro's pretty solid. So with 6 Dawn, I could just say Zoro can't attack. That could be pretty good. And honestly, I think that's all I'm going to do. 6 in the life and then 6 in the life. Okay. Okay, Trigger Body Sanji. I mean, you have to get rid of cards from your hand. This is definitely a weirder looking version of, whatever. Robin. That card is standard, though. I lost a game because of that card last night. Playing Nami. Not good Nami. My Nami deck that's weird and clunky. If you could believe that there is a version of Nami that exists like that. So Zoro can't attack. And bottom deck Nami, because why not? And then pass the turn. So, they could go big in life. Okay, they have the Luffy, which is slightly annoying. Slightly. 6 and a 6. Okay. I don't have a Dawn under Ace, so I don't really want to counter that. What does this guy do? I will give you a 1K. You gonna go 6 into it again? Okay. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Part of me kinda is fine letting that go. Kind of. I mean, yeah, I draw one less card. I don't think it's the end of the world, though. Because next turn I do the Newgate thing. And yeah, that Luffy's going to be really annoying to get rid of. But at the same time, I can go 8 and 10 into it. They take 2 life. Maybe they let it go. I don't know. I think for now, I will keep this Marco alive. I think it's fine to do that. So I'm going to do that. 7 into Marco. I think that's the right line for now. Because I'll use 2 cards to defend the Marco now. I'll be able to block out a 1 attack, this Secret Luffy attack. And I'll get to draw 3 cards. I think it's a worthwhile trade-off, personally. Okay, 7 into 6. This time, I don't think I use the Zoro. Like, trash the Zoro. I think I just counter for 2. Yeah, I have a bunch of bricks in hand now, but I think it's fine. Holding on to this Zoro I think will be good for now, because it's a good card to play next turn. After we do the Newgate thing now, this turn. So I think that's the way to go. So let's play I Am Whitebeard. Okay, what does this card do exactly? Play up the 1 ever Newgate from your hand, then add the deck. I just don't want to do it in the wrong order, where, like, I select my leader accidentally and I add a life, which I don't want to do. So I'll play this. Do I want to take a life? I don't think I do. Realistically, I do not think I do. I think that is a wrong line here. They have 5 cards in hand. They don't have too many threatening bodies on board right now. I think it's fine to not take a life here. So, cancel. Draw 2, trash 1. I think I trash Marco. I think that's the way to go. 2 rested and 2 rested. What's the opponent gonna do? Oh, yeah. And it's just a 1k on top. 1 cost on top. Yep, we're going hard into that Secret Luffy. 8 into 8. We're going super hard into that right now. Yes, I know that they can just take a life. But it's fine. Okay. It's okay. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Because it was just a... Okay, never mind. It didn't matter. It didn't matter because they had Zeus. Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter because I'm going to draw 3 cards here anyways. It is slightly unfortunate because I didn't get a free block. Oh, God. Oh, God. 6 in life. Okay. I will give you a 1k. No blocker. 1k. 6 in the... Oh, yeah. 6 in life again. Oh, boy. Maybe I should have made my leader an 8k. I'll be able to do it for the next 2 turns in a row, though. There is that positive. There's probably a world where I take a life here. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Not what I want to see. So they got 2 7Ks to swing with. I'm hoping what they do here is they swing with one of those 7Ks. I don't know why, but I don't want them to swing with leader just yet. I want them to swing with one of these 7Ks. And I'll block the leader swing and I'll take one of these 7K swings. No, they're not going to do that. What's the likelihood of that being pretty high? Pretty high. I think I have to trash a card, though. Right? Dang it. Trash. Shrink. No block. I just have to pray. I'll actually take this first one. Okay. And then I will block. Of course! course it's a 10 cost. Of course it is. Of course it is. God damn it. Of course it's a 10 cost. My luck. I just hate that deck so much. It is really something special. God. Okay. So I could go 7 and 9. And then Bluff a Dawn, potentially? They have 5 cards in hand. This is miserable. I hate all of this. Main Zoro, right? I can't even character rush with this guy, which really sucks. So make my leader +2. So this is an 8. So I can go 9 and 10 in a life. Realistically, I should probably just go 9 and 9. But, you know, who knows? Who knows, right? Do I go 9? Yeah, I just go 9. I just go 9. That's the right line here. Okay. Cool, cool. So, 5 cards in hand. We have a card to trash in order to whatever. Okay, they can't play the 10 cost this turn. So that's something. They're not gonna do a bunch of healing. They're deciding to do this first, which is a choice. My leader is an 8K, so you need another Dawn on all of these guys. And then a Dawn on each of those. So they're just gonna go wide and hard, is what this is. 8 in the life. I will give you a 1K. 8 in the life. Yep. Give you a 2K. 8 in the life. Take. Okay, it is a counter. And it is a counter. Yes. Counter. And counter. I guarantee I misplayed at some point this game, but we got it in the end. We got it in the end. Holy crap, it's a miracle. Whoo! Hoo 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 hoo! Oh my gosh, that was scary. That was a little bit scary there at the end there. So let's continue up the ladder and get into another game. Going up against Purple and L. Okay, whoop-de-doo. They're going first. Is this a good hand? I'm not gonna have Dawn on leader. Is that relevant? Kind of. Josu's decent, but at the same time not. I think I have to demand better. This is better. This is better. Slightly. This is slightly better, in my opinion. Okay. This is slightly less better. Pass. Bluff a Dawn. Maybe it matters. Okay, Holly, that's why we run the Atmos. For anybody who still plays this stupid piece of shit. And also against, like, decks like, what's it called? Okay, this is good. This is good. This is going to be very good for next turn. 7 in the 6. I'm not going to take that. No chance. Do I... no, I just use a 2K. Just a 2K. Just a 2K. So, what we're doing here now, for sure, is we are going to go 6 into life. See if the opponent counters. Hopefully they counter. Nope. Dang it all. Atmos, reveal... I guess Josu and Marco. Josu and Marco. What? And then bounce the frickin' doggo back to hand. And then can't do anything else, so I'll pass. Whoo, hoo, hoo, hoo. Whoo. Okay, the dog is gone. We can very easily just, well, we don't have the boa, which is unfortunate. If we had boa, they're just replaying the dog. Okay, I will bounce it back again with Jozu. After they're gonna rest this guy. Crap. Not gonna be able to do that. Not gonna be able to bounce back the dog. Are they seriously going... Oh my god. I hate this deck. They're gonna Elthorn pop this. Because of course they can. Because of course they can. They're gonna have 2 kittens, a Mamaragon, and an Elthor exactly when they need it. Of course. Of course they are. I mean, like... See, this is my only problem with PEnel. This is the main problem I have with this deck. It's not the cards. It is simply the fact that they always have it. They always have exactly what they need when they need it. Because this deck just draws so much. Why would they not? 8 in life. Shrinking this by another 1. So technically they don't need another Lightning Beast Kitten, but they had the Ohm into the Lightning Beast Kitten, into the Mamaragon, into the Elthor to pop it, and of course they do. So, I have to counter out of this. There is no world where I can't counter out of this. Marco. And Uta. It's what I have to do. It's what I have to do. And then show me the Elthor. Show me the Elthor. Yep. Like, what am I supposed to do? I hate this deck. This stupid deck with a burning passion. If I had one more Dawn. Gosh, dang it all. I mean, what do I do here? Honestly, what am I supposed to do? Otama. That does nothing for me. Get rid of Zoro. Yeah. And of course they have another, I hate this deck so much. Well, why not? 11 into life. Pass. Should have just straight up played the Jozu. Should have. But I mean, at the same time, I just gotta hope that... I mean, like... Yeah. I absolutely despise this deck. I think this is the most stupid deck to have ever existed in the game. Because they always have it. They always have it. They always have it. And that's exactly why this deck should not exist. Because they always have it. And it is so beyond unfair and oppressive and overpowered because they have everything they could ever need. Yeah. That's my little crash out about PEnel and why this deck is an unfair deck that shouldn't exist. 3 ohms, by the way. 9. I'm not letting you. I'm not letting you hit me. You can go. You can go, opponent. Go right where you belong. Alright, well, at least there's that. So, do I bounce the Holly back to hand, or do I not? I honestly don't know. I think I could kill it, potentially here. So I'm going to try that. That's what I'm going to try. The only thing is the Whitebeard event. Do I make my leader in 8K? The answer, I think, is no. So, let's play the Whitebeard. Do not take... What do trash? Probably Whitebeard. Whitebeard event, yeah. And 2 rested, and why not 2 rested? And go 8 into 6. Hope that it does not, that the opponent does not have the counter. Yes! Let's go. Okay, and we pass. Yes, they could have Gamma Knife or Divine Departure or something along the lines of that to shrink this new gate into Oblivion and then, like, punish me for blocking or something along the lines of that, or Gamma Knife. I haven't seen any Gamma Knives in your pink, like, more modern PEnel package kind of stuff. So, praying that they don't, but they could definitely have it. Hopefully this pudding shows a Divine Departure, so we at least, I mean, I hope they don't get it, period. Lightning Beast, okay. Kitten. They're going to play that. They're just going to straight up play that. I think that's slightly good news. Potentially. Potentially. But at the same time... Well, no. Because... they would need an active Dawn in order... So either they don't have Divine Departure... into Elthor, unless they missequenced. There's only one 5 cost that I know of in the deck. Yep, and it's frickin' Senor Pink. Yep. I'm kind of fine with that, though, because they don't have the ability to use Gamma Knife. Or no, they do, actually. Because they're going to ramp an active Dawn. Do they ramp? Nope, you set a Dawn as active. Okay. So if they have a way, they could still have Gamma Knife. They could still have Gamma Knife. Mama Ragon is what they pulled. Annoying card. They're ramping now. Okay, where's this Dawn going? Where's the Dawn going? So they could have Gamma Knife here. Preferably they play the Gamma Knife now, because I'm going to play it like they do have Gamma Knife. They're just going to ohm and shrink. Just continuously shrink. Cool. Awesome. Wonderful. Yeah. So that can just resolve. I am going to have to take the hit from PEnel, from this Enel. Okay, they're Gamma Knifing now. So at least I know that it's here. And then they're going to Mama Ragon and rest it. Oh my god, I forgot that that's a thing that exists. Again, of course. So, I know what's coming. Newgate's gonna die. I'm just blocking out of this swing so that I don't lose cards from... hand. And I at least get to draw a card this way. I don't know. They have Mama Ragon to rest it. I mean, yeah. I guess there's a world where I should counter. That was a misplay. That was a misplay. Darn it. Yep. That was a misplay. Shouldn't have done that. I mean, I was gonna lose this game anyways. Man, why? Just... ooh, Roger. That does nothing, but ooh, Roger. Okay, do I play Ezo? Might as well, right? Might as well. Marco. So it has to be Whitebeard Pirates. So either Marco or Tenbeard. And I think I get Marco. Yes, Marco. Get the Marco. I think that's the line. Then, might as well. Zoro. Give this plus 2k. And then what? So this is 8. So it's a 9k swing into the face. So go 9 into face. And then we'll go 10 into this and now. Maybe. Nope. Okay. Gain character rush. And go 10 into an L. At least get a card out of their hand. At least get a card out of their hand. Well, at least it's a law. It's not one of their, you know, like 2k counter events. No, I don't know what I want them to counter with there. Probably not the law. I don't know. I just, gosh, I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I'd have one more life right now. I'd be at 2 life. And I'd probably be able to live. But I'm an 8k leader, so it does make a difference, I guess. It does make a difference. Hopefully, what winds up happening here, I don't know. What do I want the opponent to do? Because Roger, realistically, I mean, this deck doesn't really run blockers anymore. I don't think. I'm trying to think of what blockers they do run. I mean, the Law, the Reiju, and Furnosuke, potentially, but they haven't played any of those. Either they haven't seen any Reijus, or they just haven't found a good opportunity to play them, which, I mean, yeah, not really. Okay. Okay. Wow, okay. Jeez, opponent. 12 and 8. Huh. Might as well trash this. Okay, and of course, put Marco on top. And, can I counter out of this? So, this could be a 15k swing. 2 to get that down to 10, and then 1 and 1. So I can't counter. So I gotta pray. Nope, of course. Of course. Of course. So, the opponent, likely, hopefully they go into Zoro. That's all I can think about. Hopefully they go into Zoro. And then I can last 1 extra turn. Maybe that matters. I don't know. Probably not. Probably does absolutely nothing. They're just going to use all the resources possible to make this Zoro tiny. Probably get a Lightning Dragon in, honestly. I could see that, potentially. Mamaragon. Okay. Cool. Cool. Might as well rest the Otama. Might as well, right? And go 2 and a 0, right? Make it so that I have absolutely no board state and you still lose, and you still win. Jesus Christ. Uh-huh. Hellthor to pop it. That's frozen. Uh-huh. I hate this deck. I hate it now. Deck shouldn't exist. This deck should not exist. Let's get into another game. Going up against Nami. I want to go second. This is decent-ish. Decent-ish. It could be way worse, so I'm gonna keep. Okay. Slightly better, sort of. And pass. So, girl, okay. And this is just going to be set. Okay, nope, they're not. Why would you not even swing? You're at least going to get cards out of my hand. Interesting. I'm going to bottom deck that girl here. 1000% sure about that one. Do I have 2 Whitebeard pirates? I don't. Oh my god. You're kidding me, right? I have 1 Whitebeard pirate step card in my hand. Oh god, I love this stupid goddamn. At least they took. At least they took. Okay, I'll take it, I guess. Look, there's another Whitebeard. There's another Whitebeard card. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay. I'm just gonna lose my mind over here, everybody. Give me a moment. Not gonna block. Counter for 2. Counter for 2. And the opponent's probably gonna pass. Cool. Well, hey, I could Atmos now. I could. Is that actually a good play? It might be, honestly. I mean, this card's so good. And yeah, Boa's good. But all it would do is make it so Nami can't attack. And yeah, an AK body's fine. But honestly, this is the line. Reveal, reveal. And bottom deck. Whoop-de-doo. Play that. Get, of course, Marco. Just none of the... No Whitebeards. No, event. And why not 7 in a life? Okay. Cool. And pass. Cool. Robin. Cool. Do I use this? No. I will resolve this one. I will probably counter for 1, and that's all I'll do. So, cancel. No blocker. Counter. I think that's the line. So I'm at 8 Dawn now. So I'll play Zoro. Have a Dawn under the guy. Under the boy. So let's just start with 5. Get that, 2K counter. They're just straight up countering. Okay, I'm fine with that. Means you're gonna have to waste another card. Zoro, give that plus 2K. I guess it's gonna... Crap. Do I swing at the Marco? 1K, 2K. Yes, I do swing with the Marco. 6. They take. Okay. 9. They also take. Interesting. Not what I was expecting. Maybe I should have character rushed into the Nami, realistically. I don't know if that's right. 6 into 5. Do I counter out of this? Do I? No, I don't. No. No. Resolve. 8 in a life. I will not counter for 1. And is the opponent going to go 7 into Marco? Just hold up a Dawn. What you gonna do here, opponent? Just gonna pass. Cool. Since I still don't have any new gates, might as well just continue to play Zoro. And I can character rush. I don't need to character rush, I guess. So I could go I could just go straight up 7 in a life. And then I would have 2 Dawn. I could go 9. Yeah. Sure. 7 in a life. What are you gonna do, opponent? What are you gonna do? You gonna counter? You gonna counter, or you gonna continue to just take forever and ever and ever? Okay. Cool. This is why I like my Nami deck, because it's not miserable to play against. It's not as miserable to play against. That's a better way to go about it. Go 9 in a life. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. Do I go 10? Do I give this character rush? I think I do. 9 into 8. What are you going to do about that, opponent? They counter. See, they want to keep this Robin alive. They want to keep that Robin alive. Let's go 10 into the Robin or into life. Robin or life. With 1 Dawn, the fact that I know they play rifle, they probably have a rifle. So let's make it so they can't get value out of that and let it go. Sweet. Why this? I will draw. Which is cool. It is cool that I get to draw. No trigger. And pass the turn. So I have a 2K, a 2K, a brick. Okay, new gates. Cool. Awesome. Amazing. 8. Okay. Why didn't you... Well, okay, no, I know why they gave the Dawn the Nami. What am I saying? I don't have any 1Ks, which is slightly annoying, so I will use this now. Okay. To the top. Top, but... Oh, to the bottom. Draw 1 and place 1 card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. I don't think I'm ever going to need this boa. Will I? Do I need Zoro? I need Zoro more than boa, so I'll put boa on bottom. I will not trash. I'll give you a 2K. Then what? Gonna go 8. Okay. I will not trash and counter. In case I need these at some point. I don't know. Realistically, I should probably like trash a Marco there. That's probably the right play, honestly. But yeah. I'm smart though, guys. Okay. Play Newgate. Trash Marco. 2 rested. 2 rested. And then let's go 8 into life. We're just going to go hard at life. For now. If they block with this, who knows? I don't know. Okay. 9 at life. Do they block? They do block. Do I go at Robin then? Do I go at Robin then? Is that insane? I have 2 blockers. That's not entirely insane. They do potentially run Kid. I don't know why. In the fully tuned list you would, but you could. Don't know. Let's just go... Robin. Probably not a great idea if I do that. So let's just go 11 at life. Continue to whittle down their life for the time being. And I'll pass. And then I will pass. Definitely get a block with Marco this turn. 6 in a life. Okay. I will not block. Give you a 1k. For now. 6 in a life again. Give you another 1k. And then the 8, I'll block. Oh, okay. Interesting. Very interesting. 7. I think I block with the Marco here. Yeah. I like that. Block with Marco. Doesn't matter which. Okay. Sweet. Lot of cards in the hand. 10. Do and do. Do I block? They still pass. Sweet. Okay. Do I play another Zoro? Potentially. Perhaps. Perhaps that is a good line. Probably is decent-ish. Makes my leader an AK. Not bad. Let's just start with a good old 7. See what the opponent does about that. Okay. Nine Dawn. Is it better to make my leader an 8k? Or is it better... I think it's this. So I'd have 2 Dawn to work with. Let's go 9 into life. See if the opponent counters out of that. They do block. They do block. I should have played this Zoro earlier because that wasted resources. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it, dang it. Well, I think I put 1 Whitebeard on bottom. There's 28 cards left in the deck. What's the likelihood of me not seeing a Whitebeard? Very high, I guess. Awesome. God, you have got to be kidding me right now. Okay, cool, 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 cool. I just put him like that, I guess. Okay, Zoro, make my leader a little bit bigger, and then pass the turn. I also haven't seen a Roger yet, which I also think is kind of funny. I also think that's kind of funny. Just a little bit. Probably should have given that character rush and gone into one of the 6Ks. That is a little bit of a mistake. Robin, though, that takes up a lot of their turn. A lot of their resources. 9 into 9. I will definitely counter out of that. Let's use Izo first, though. Put something on the bottom. Funnily enough, it is just going to be another Izo. No trash. No block. Just a 1k. Just a 1k. They pass. Wow. Okay. And of course, still no Whitebeards in sight. Dang it. Bounces back a 6. Okay. Otama. Maybe it gets me there. I'm gonna try that. But first, I'd have 1 Dawn. First, let's go 9. First, let's go 9. I definitely don't want to lose this. Okay, they take. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Do I go 9 again? Yes. I do. 9 again. They block. Okay. Interesting. Do I go hard into Newgate now? Maybe. What's the likelihood of me seeing a Newgate? Top 10. I don't want to get blown out by doing that. So I think if I do nothing else with this turn, but I could go very hard into that Newgate. Maybe that's a good line. Alright, I need to go a little faster. Let's risk it. Okay, thank God. Trash. And then we will spend 8. Play Newgate. Take the top of life. Make my leader an 8K. Draw 2, trash 1. Trash a Marco. Give 2 rested. Give 2 rested. Go 10 into life. Go 10 into life. I hope they don't block this one. 2K, 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 1K, 1K. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Don't have a lot of time left on my clock. I'm gonna have to go pretty quick through this last little bit. Okay, 8 cards. They do block. Okay, so this is 11. Let's keep it that way. 11 and a life. They take. Okay, pass. I have 2 blockers. I'm an 8K leader. I have a Dawn up to bluff. 6 cards in hand. I don't think the opponent can get out of this turn. Like, kill me this turn. I don't think the opponent can kill me this turn. And I think I got him next turn. Especially if I draw a Roger, which I still have not seen. I don't think. Unless I bottom decked it at some point earlier on in the game. But, yeah. 10 in a life. That's a choice. You have 6 Dawn left? Huh. Interesting. Interesting. I think I will trash, shrink, no block, give you a 1K. I think that is the line. 10. You're just going to go 10 and 10 and 10. That is a line. Counter for 2 and 1. Gonna go 10 again, opponent. 12. Interesting. Oh, thank God. I got bailed out. Block. And 2K, 2K, 2K. Whoo! Hoo hoo hoo! I think that is game. I think that is game. Holy crap. We got it against Nami, just barely. Where was Roger? Where was Roger? He was still a little too far away, it looked like. Well, that was somebody who has never played Ace before, playing Ace for the first time, doing decent with him, making 1,000 misplays, guarantee it, doing pretty good into the top meta, went 2-1 against the top 3 decks, not including himself, currently ranked on Cardi Kaizoku. Makes me pretty sad for the most part, with some practice. Could probably do quite a bit better with this guy. So just take that in mind. For any of you screaming in the comments, why did you... I've never played Ace before. This is the first time I've ever played Ace in my life. But it's super fun. And why I believe he is going to stay at the top of the meta for some time to come. So, with all that said, everybody, hope you all enjoy this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It's completely free on credits. Check out my other OP15 videos right here. Check out my OP15 pack opening series right here. And see you all in the next video. Enjoy, and look forward to some OP16 content coming soon as well.